What's shitty Pokemon players? It's your boy Jersey here. And as you can see, it's Pokemon Week, baby. And I'm going to do something a little different today in light of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, since this is my home region. I am a Gen 4 baby. So I feel like I know a little bit about Gen 4. I know it's a little different now that we have fairy types, and some of our old Pokemon got changed to fairy types, if I remember correctly. Like Togekiss. But I thought I should do it, shed some light on it. But I'm going to be choosing which one's the best starter. I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible. I'm going to look at everything via like gym leaders, E4 members, and maybe rival battles. I don't know yet. But I will try. If I can find the rival battle teams, I will definitely do it. But I currently, as of starting the recording, I have not found it. So I'll be looking at all the facts. I'll be looking at which one struggles the most with early gyms, because that's the one that you have to really prepare for, because the later gyms you have pretty much a full team of 6. So you really shouldn't worry about those gyms at all, but I will still count if they take a loss there or what happens. With that being said, leave a like if you do enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and comment. Either comment or leave a like if you want me to do more of these, because I can definitely do them for all the regions that I played personally, and then whenever I play Sun and Moon, I could also do that for Sun and Moon. But with that being said, let's get into it. Now, the first gym in Sinnoh, that's the name of the region. First gym is Roark in Orborg City. Now, this video will also mention team members that I think you should have before the gym, as I have the routes pulled up, so I might as well. So I for all of them, except maybe, well, no, you would still benefit from having it, even with Torterra or Turtwig. You would still benefit from having it. So I think all of your team members should have, all of your starters should catch the Starlies that are on the first route and the Shinxes that are on the second route, right? And I think they all benefit from it, but one specifically needs the Abra on Route 203, which is Piplup. Piplup, whenever it evolves into Empoleon, becomes a Steel type and is weak to fighting. So having a Psychic type on your team would help. But also, your Flying type can handle it. The only reason why I said you might need the Psychic type is because a lot of fighting types learn Thunder Punch. Now, there's one fighting type you got to worry about specifically with Alakazam, and that is Lucario, because Lucario can learn Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball. I think he can learn a few physical dark moves. If he has a physical dark move, you're probably dead. That's just how it works. That's how Lucario is. If he hits you with a physical move and you have low physical defense, like Alakazam does, you're probably going to die. But you don't necessarily have to get the Abra, but I would recommend it. Now, the other ones, I don't see why you would need to. I mean, that's just kind of like luxury. Luxury. You know what I'm saying? Like a fancy purchase. I don't think either of them really need it. I mean, you could just out DPS him with your Flying type, or you could out DPS him with Monferno or Infernape if you have Infernape by that point. And I don't think they can really. I mean, besides Ice Punch, if one of them has Ice Punch, Torterra is going straight down. But that's besides the point. You should be able to handle it. You should be able to handle the Starly, but I do recommend maybe getting the Abra if you can. So the first gym is Roark, which is the Rock Gym, right? None of the 3 starters struggle with Roark. Not one. Turtwig, Grass beats Rock. Piplup, Water beats Rock. Now, oddly enough, Fire loses to Rock. We've seen that in Kanto with Chimchar. No, with Chimchar. With Charmander. But Chimchar is a fire fighting type when it evolves into Monferno. Now the other two, they don't get their second type until their third evolution. Oh yeah, let me mention this. For anyone that is new to Pokemon, welcome. But After like Gen 2, pretty much all of the starters had a dual type. In Gen 1, all of them except Blastoise had one. Gen 2, none of them had one. Gen 3, all of them except Trico. Gen 4, all of them, and I believe from then on, it was all of them had a dual typing. This adds for some fun combinations because there's more than one trio in Pokemon. So usually they try to make it to where the starter that is weak to the rival starter, so like say for example, Chimchar and Empoleon, they try to make him have a super effective stab damage move that does super effective damage, right? With Empoleon Steel type and Infernape's fighting type. I'll mention something about Empoleon later that becomes very relevant in the E4, but it is not as relevant right now. So, with that being said, Roark gets swept by all three starters because of Monferno's fighting type, which he gets at level 14, which is the same level as Roark's Pokemon. Which, especially with the current XP share that is currently on, I don't know if when you get it or how you get it. If it's start to finish, you will hit level 14 before you go to Roark. 110%. I don't see why you wouldn't. But once you get him on Monferno, easily swept. The next gym in the game is the Eterna City Gym, in which, if I'm not mistaken, she is a grass type gym leader. She is a grass type gym leader. The grass type gym leader usually uses at least one grass poison type, which doesn't really matter because originally when I was recording this video, originally when I was planning to record this video, I thought that all the starters got their second type at the second stage, but they don't. So the only starter that actually does decent here is Chimchar, because Turtwig can't do much damage to them unless he gets a ground move, because it wouldn't be resisted. I believe he does. I want to say he gets Earth Power, but I could be wrong. But if he does not get an Earth move, if he does not get a ground move, free Grass Gym, or I should say Grotle, because it definitely will be a Grotle by now. He does not, but he gets Bite. He gets Bite at 22. So, I mean, yeah, he could bite them to death, but that's going to take a while. That's going to take a very long time. So I don't believe that you should use your starter for this one if you pick either of the two besides Chimchar. I believe that you should invest. You should have invested in a Starly early, because you're gonna get stuck here if you didn't. You need a Starly. You could go Wurmple. The bugs are decent. I mean, they're okay. I don't really like them. You should go Starly, 110%, and you just sweep with Wing Attack. And if you pick Chimchar and you caught Starly, like I told you to, you're in good shape. You sir have two Pokemon that can easily sweep this gym. So the way that I am calculating who the best starter is, the other two got a miss. Chimchar got 2 passes so far. So the next gym is fighting. Fighting gym, once again, like I mentioned previously, this is the one that I believe that you probably should have had the Abra for. If you have the Abra, she is absolutely no problem. The only issue is that I know for a fact her final Pokemon is Lucario, which means some of you guys might have some problems. But the thing is that for one, Piplup or Primplup by now, because it's only level 30. It should be low level 30s. So none of them should have fully evolved unless you did fully evolve them, which props to you, but you made a mistake, because that is wrong. Do not evolve your Piplup all the way before the fighting gym. because you will struggle, I promise you. Now, Piplup really shouldn't have any problems. You shouldn't be fighting this gym with Piplup anyway, but he shouldn't have any problems dealing damage. He should do not resistant. He should do neutral damage to every Pokemon here except Lucario. And because he doesn't sweep the gym, I'm not going to give him a pass, but I'm also not going to give him a fail. So this is just a neutral gym for him. I don't think that they're... The only thing I can say is maybe they have Thunder Punch, but I don't think any of them do because I believe it's a Medicham. It should be a Medicham, a Machoke, and a Lucario. And I don't think... I think they went with other coverage moves that I'll mention later when I talk about another Pokemon that actually gets a fail or might get a fail here. We'll see. Now, we got Turtwig. Turtwig or Grotle should have zero problem with this gym. He's bulky. I don't think the only coverage move they could have is Metal Claw or like a Bullet Punch, which I believe they would have, but that's another thing I want to mention is that this one is a Pokemon you could fully evolve before the gym, because if she does have a Lucario, like I think she does, Ground is super effective to Steel. So I recommend you to evolve your Turtwig. It should be level 36, so you should be a little bit over leveled, but that's Pokemon. You're gonna be over leveled. I recommend getting a Torterra before the gym. If you get a Torterra, easily swept. If you don't, still should be fine. I don't recommend using him, but it still should be fine. And I believe that he should get a pass for this, because if you do evolve him into a Torterra, he basically sweeps the gym. But the last one is Inferno or Infernape, the firefighting. You can evolve him. If you do evolve him, I don't think he should have any problems, but he does have a few problems with this gym. If it's what I remember, it is a Medicham, which is a fighting psychic type that knows the move Confusion. A Machoke, which also knows the or can learn the move Rock Tomb. And Lucario, which also can learn the move Bone Rush. If he has Bone Rush, you could run into a few problems. Because like I mentioned, they gave the starter a type that is super effective to at least one of the types of the other starter that they are weak to. Ground is super effective to fire. So Lucario could run into a problem, but you also do super effective damage to him, so it's basically a DPS match. So I want to give him a neutral, but then Medicham's here. So I can't really give him a neutral. I kind of have to give him a fail here, because you have to build against the Medicham. Because not Medicham, Meditite. It would be a Medicham. But you have to build for that. You cannot use him for that. Now, if you have the Starly, you're fine. You're fine. You can handle it. But if you don't have the Starly, then I don't know what you're going to do for Medicham, because you can't Meditite. You can't even use Abra. You can use Abra, but it's not going to do you any good. I mean, maybe you could hit it with like a Ghost type move and it'd be quad effective, but like, or at least double. But like, where are you going to get a Ghost type move this early? That's what I thought. But I think that I have to give him a fail here, because he could end up running into problems with at least almost all of them, I should say. I can't remember if fighting resists rock. I don't think it does. But if it does, then Rock Tomb isn't a problem. I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. I could look it up, but I'm not going. I'll leave a text box if it does. But I don't think it does, because I've been hit by a rock move with a fighting type before. With a firefighting type before, and it's been super effective. At least in Smogon, which, you know, sometimes Smogon is just wrong. But we won't mention that. So the next gym leader, did I even mention? Okay. I'm sorry. If I didn't mention what I was talking about, this is the third gym leader, Maylene in Veilstone City. I don't think I mentioned it, but I knew who it was. So if I did mention it, I'll leave a text box saying that I'm talking about the third gym. Sorry about that. My brain is just scramble brain today. So the next gym is Infernape's in complete and total weakness. Water. Yep, Crasher Wake and Pastoria City. Pastoria City is usually the city where my Chimchar enthusiasts want to die. So this is another fail. 2 back-to-back fails for my favorite starter in the game. I don't even need to mention why it is a fail here. Because what is he gonna do? If I remember correctly, Wake has a he has a what's it called? A Gyarados, and he should have a Quagsire, and for speed measures, a Floatzel. So Infernape can't handle not one of those 3 Pokemon. Because you should have an Infernape by, I mean, maybe not. It's still low 30s, but you should have fought a few more trainers and be max level by max evolved by now, unless you're going for something. I don't see why you wouldn't. But I should mention this. Um, Piplup doesn't really hit them very hard, but also doesn't struggle with the gym. Because they also can't hit him very hard. Now, what's his face loses Torterra loses his water resistance whenever he becomes Torterra, which means that they can hit him with neutral damage, but he hits them with super effective or neutral stab damage. He hits them with super effective stab damage. Shouldn't be a problem. Only one that might be an issue is Gyarados, because he can learn flying moves, but I highly doubt that they would give him flying moves, specifically because Pokemon doesn't want you to quit. This is only the 4th gym, and if 2 of the starters couldn't really do anything against him, and 1 is just no, then I think that a lot of people wouldn't have been able to finish Diamond and Pearl. But I think that basically, I don't think he struggles with any of the gyms, any of these gyms. The only thing I could say is that the only thing I could say to Torterra enthusiasts, if you can get past the Gyarados, which I don't think it has a flying move, so you should be able to get past it, then you pretty much sweep. Let me see if Torterra learns a rock move right quick. He does not. If he learned a rock move, you were in great shape, but he does not learn a rock move. At least not yet. I mean, if you have like a TM for a rock move and he can learn it, give him a rock move, because I'm pretty sure that's super effect. No, not. He's neutral, but it's better than. No, I guess grass would also be neutral. So just hit it with a grass move. Just hit it with a grass move. And then you have Empoleon. Empoleon. Really shouldn't really struggle with this gym, but at the same time, can't really hit it with much. I mean, if you still have Peck, but you've been holding on Peck for so long, if you still have Peck, that'd probably be your best bet in terms of damage. This is the reason why I'm not going to give him a fail, but I'm not going to give him a pass either. I just need to look at something right quick. I cannot remember for the life of me if Infernape learns the punches. Okay, he doesn't. Just had to be sure if Infernape learned the punches naturally or not. I know he can learn them via TMs or egg moves. I just wanted to see if he learned it naturally. He does not, which means that he still gets negged by this gym. So for this gym, it is a pass on Turtwig, neutral on Piplup, and a fail for Infernape. The next gym after this should be There's also nothing on the route to there's nothing on the route to I forgot to mention this. There's nothing on the route to Gardenia. I forgot to mention that. There's nothing on the route to Gardenia that you should catch other than you could catch a weasel or a shellos. I recommend as long as you didn't pick Piplup, I recommend you pick up a weasel. Um, since shellos is water ground and has a quad grass weakness. Um, but you don't really have to, especially if you pick Turtwig. Do not go shellos. I personally like Weasel. To go Weasel because he's fast. So I would recommend picking up this Weasel before you go to Gardenia. And then once you handle Gardenia, you should have what, three? I told you to catch Shinx and also Starly. If you have that Shinx, which is the reason why I told you to catch the Shinx, if you have that Shinx, you shouldn't struggle with should not struggle with the water gym at all. Infernape fans, or really anyone that has a Shinx in that gym basically just wipes the floor with the gym. And the next gym should be Ghost, I believe. Yeah, because in Platinum it's third gym, Diamond and Pearl it's the fifth, which is in Hearthorn City.